When power fails or energy prices surge, having a reliable food preservation strategy isn't just smart, it becomes vital. Imagine being able to store eggs for up to 20 years without refrigeration. The Amish have perfected this art with time-tested, off-grid techniques. Today we'll explore these powerful methods so you can strengthen your food supply and be prepared for whatever comes your way. One of the most timeless and effective ways to preserve eggs is through the clay and ash coating method. This technique seamlessly aligns with the Amish approach to sustainable living, where every resource has a purpose and waste is minimal. While this preservation method can be found in various cultures, it exemplifies the Amish principle of using natural, locally sourced materials to ensure food security. By applying a mixture of clay and wood ash, a sturdy protective seal is formed around each egg, blocking air and bacteria from entering the shell. This barrier not only extends the shelf life of eggs significantly, but also reinforces a sense of self-sufficiency that is central to Amish life. The key to this method's effectiveness lies in the unique properties of clay. Clay's microporous structure enables it to create a dense yet slightly breathable barrier, preventing gas exchange and reducing the egg's exposure to oxygen. This structure helps maintain the egg's internal moisture, significantly slowing the process of spoilage. The mineral-rich composition of clay makes it highly cohesive and impermeable to potential contaminants. Modern research has shown that the use of clay as a preservation tool can effectively inhibit microbial growth and protect perishables for extended periods. For the Amish, sourcing clay could mean collecting it from riverbanks or purchasing it from local craftspeople, integrating their connection to the land with their everyday practices. The preparation process is simple yet thorough, mixing fine clay with just enough water to form a paste and ensuring each egg is evenly coated before storing them in a cool, dark space like a cellar or pantry. Wood ash, another vital component of this method, is a common byproduct in Amish homes, where wood-burning stoves are the center of both cooking and heating. Ash, rich in potassium and alkaline in nature, adds an additional layer of defense. The high pH environment it creates is inhospitable to bacteria, disrupting their cell processes and preventing growth. Historical agricultural practices have long utilized wood ash for preserving food, and its application alongside clay demonstrates the ingenuity of combining basic materials for optimal results. The clay provides the physical seal, while the ash adds antimicrobial protection. Together, these materials form a powerful, natural solution that keeps eggs fresh for months. This method represents the Amish commitment to using what is available and valuing simple yet effective techniques passed down through generations.
Eggs at home. How much ash should you add so that the shells don't crack? Should you use plant ash or yellow clay? And how long should you marinate to ensure they don't turn out with an unpleasant taste? Today, I'll share a simple recipe from an old family tradition from Anhui. With this method, whether you use chicken eggs, duck eggs, or other types, each egg will come out golden, translucent, and crisp without any bitterness. Just looking at them will make your mouth water. Start by preparing fresh, undamaged, large eggs. Rinse the eggshells to clean them and allow them to dry thoroughly. In a bowl, mix 50 grams of water with a tablespoon of salt. Add 5 grams of pre-mixed century egg powder. Nothing else is needed. Stir well and let it sit for 10 minutes. Next, take the dried eggs, rotate them to coat them in the mixture, then place them in a clean, airtight container. Store in a cool, dark place for 7 days. Afterward, take them out and let them sit for another 2 or 3 days. The 5-spice century eggs will be beautifully golden and translucent, fresh and tender, without any bitterness.
Shifting from clay and ash to another versatile preservation method, the herb-infused oil coating introduces both functionality and flavor. This technique showcases the resourcefulness of the Amish, who value multi-purpose solutions that enhance daily life. Coating eggs with oil to seal their shells has deep historical roots, but the Amish take it a step further by infusing oils with herbs from their gardens. This practice combines preservation with culinary creativity, ensuring eggs remain fresh while adding subtle aromatic flavors that can enrich meals. The preservation effect of oiling eggs comes from the protective barrier the oil creates. It minimizes air exchange and prevents internal moisture loss, effectively extending the shelf life of eggs. Oils such as olive oil or sunflower oil are ideal choices for this process, both of which are readily accessible to Amish communities. The oil forms a thin, continuous film around the egg, shielding it from external contaminants and reducing the risk of microbial activity. Research supports the efficacy of this method, showing that eggs treated with oil can remain fresh for several months under optimal storage conditions. The real enhancement comes from infusing the oil with antimicrobial herbs like rosemary, thyme, or oregano, plants commonly grown in Amish herb gardens. These herbs are packed with natural compounds such as thymol and carvacrol, which have well-documented antibacterial properties. By gently heating the oil with these herbs, their essential oils are released, increasing the oil's preservative power. Once cooled and strained, the herb-infused oil is applied to each egg to ensure a complete coating. This addition not only protects the eggs, but also imparts delicate flavors that can enhance cooking. The Amish, who embrace natural and multifunctional solutions, appreciate the way this technique brings together practicality and flavor in a harmonious way. Applying this method is simple and can be done by brushing or rubbing the cooled, strained oil over each egg until a uniform layer is achieved. Store the eggs in a cool, dark place like a cellar, where they can last for up to 6 months or more. For those who enjoy the dual benefits of preservation and enhanced flavor, this technique seamlessly integrates with other traditional food storage practices. Herb-infused oil coating embodies the Amish belief in maximizing the utility of what is available and elevating everyday routines with subtle, thoughtful improvements.
So, I'm going to preserve them for up to 9 months. First, I'm going to tell you how. These eggs have been all been washed. They've all been washed and then allowed to air dry at room temperature. This is really important, folks. Why? Because if they're cold or they're wet, when you oil them, the oil will not stick to a wet spot. And if they're cold, you might get condensation as they're coming down to room temperature. So, all I have here is some mineral oil from the drugstore. And you only need about a tablespoon to do all these eggs. You get this at the drugstore because people use it, have been known to use it, for, it's food grade.
Next up is the enduring method of salt curing, which encapsulates the straightforward approach that the Amish value. This technique, revered for its simplicity and effectiveness, has been used for centuries to preserve not just eggs but various foods. The Amish, with their emphasis on low-tech and highly dependable solutions, view salt curing as a method that aligns with their commitment to simplicity and resourcefulness. The process relies on salt's hygroscopic properties to draw moisture out of the eggs and any surrounding bacteria, creating an environment that halts bacterial growth. This hypertonic state dehydrates microbial cells, rendering them inactive. Scientific studies highlight salt's bacteriostatic capabilities and its role in reducing water activity, making it impossible for bacteria to thrive. The method requires nothing more than coarse salt and an airtight container. Eggs are then carefully placed in a layer of salt within the container, fully submerged and stored in a cool, dry place. This low-maintenance setup requires no refrigeration and can preserve eggs for several months, making it ideal for those who rely on basic storage without modern conveniences. What makes salt curing particularly appealing is its added benefit of flavor enhancement. The salt imparts a mild, savory taste to the eggs, enriching their use in various recipes. This combination of long-term preservation and subtle flavoring explains why salt curing remains a preferred method for those who prize efficiency. The Amish understand the importance of techniques that require minimal resources yet offer substantial benefits. Salt curing, like the other methods, embodies the practical and holistic mindset the Amish bring to their food preservation practices, ensuring that food supplies last through the leaner seasons without sacrificing quality or nutrition.
A good hard sweat, and a lot of people have you passing this delicate little egg back and forth between this cut shell. I don't buy it. Nice, gentle handling of that yolk. I don't want to snag my baby yolk here on that sharp eggshell edge. So again, just break the egg into a bowl, catch the whole thing in your hand, and then just down between your fingers. Let the white go out, save off the yolk, and right into your little nest.
While salt curing is an effective mid-term solution for preserving eggs, those seeking longer-term storage often turn to water glassing. This technique, with its roots tracing back well before the age of refrigeration, aligns seamlessly with the Amish community's value of time-tested, self-sufficient methods. Known for its ability to keep eggs fresh for up to a year, water glassing is prized by those who wish to maintain a steady food supply through winter and leaner months, ensuring eggs remain viable when hens slow their laying. The Amish emphasize sustainability and minimal reliance on modern technology, making water glassing one of the methods they use for food preservation. This preservation technique makes use of sodium silicate, commonly known as liquid glass, mixed with distilled water to create a solution that envelops each egg in a protective, airtight seal. The science behind this is simple. Sodium silicate binds to the eggshell and forms a barrier that prevents air and moisture, key drivers of spoilage, from entering. To apply this method, one mixes 1 part sodium silicate with 10 parts distilled water in a non-reactive container, such as glass or food-grade plastic. The fresh, unwashed eggs, ideally collected straight from the family's chicken coop, are gently placed into the mixture, ensuring that they are fully submerged with at least 2 inches of liquid above the topmost layer. The sealed container is then stored in a root cellar or another cool, dark space, where the stable temperature and absence of light support optimal preservation. One of the notable benefits of water glassing is the efficient use of space, a trait highly valued in Amish households where maximizing storage is essential. Eggs can be layered within the container, making it easy for families to store a substantial quantity in a relatively small area. This method provides a year-round solution that ensures eggs are available during times when fresh produce might be scarce. It speaks to the Amish emphasis on preparedness and the importance of self-reliance, encapsulating a tradition that places trust in simple, effective, and proven methods.
Come water glass some eggs with me. If you've never heard of water glassing eggs before, it's where you take fresh, unwashed eggs and submerge them in a pickling, lime, and water solution. This results in shelf-stable eggs for over a year. 2 things to check is that there's no poop or cracks on the eggs when you're water glassing. I stack all my eggs into a 64-ounce jar, trying to keep the eggs pointy side down as much as possible. For the pickling lime water solution, you want to do 1 ounce of pickling lime to 1 quart of water. Mix it up really well and pour over the eggs. Top with a lid and store away. It's really that simple.
Transitioning from long-term methods like water glassing to more straightforward practices, dry storage reflects the uncomplicated, resourceful nature of Amish living. Dry storage doesn't require any special treatments or added materials, only fresh, unwashed eggs in a suitable storage environment. This method has been used for generations, showcasing the Amish tradition of making the most of what nature provides while minimizing dependency on technology. The secret to dry storage lies in maintaining the egg's natural bloom, a protective coating on the shell that acts as a barrier against bacteria and moisture loss. Amish farmers, who often source their eggs directly from their flocks, understand the importance of preserving this natural layer. Eggs are carefully placed pointy side down in homemade wooden crates or woven baskets, keeping the yolk centered and reducing the risk of the membrane detaching. Temperature control is critical in this process. Research indicates that storing eggs in an environment with temperatures between 50 and 55 degrees Fahrenheit and moderate humidity can extend their shelf life for several months. Amish root cellars, which are naturally cool and dark, offer the perfect setting for dry storage. These cellars are an essential part of Amish homesteads, built to maintain stable temperatures and humidity levels, allowing the community to store various goods without electrical cooling systems. This reliance on simple infrastructure not only underscores their commitment to living sustainably, but also reflects their deep-rooted belief in using the resources around them efficiently. The Amish are meticulous in their approach to food storage, so they remain careful in monitoring conditions to ensure that eggs remain dry and the surrounding air stays consistent. While dry storage doesn't provide the longevity of methods like oiling or water glassing, it is an excellent short to medium-term solution that embodies the Amish practice of using simple, low-tech methods that are cost-effective and easy to maintain. For those who appreciate a method that combines preservation with culinary enhancement, vinegar preservation, or pickling holds a special place in Amish kitchens. The Amish are well known for their practical yet creative approach to food, turning basic staples into flavorful and long-lasting pantry items. Pickling hard-boiled eggs is one such method, utilizing the acidity of vinegar to create an environment that prevents bacterial growth and spoilage. This method allows families to enjoy preserved foods that add variety to their diet and extend their food supply during the winter months when fresh produce is less abundant. The process begins with boiling and peeling fresh eggs, which are then packed into sterilized glass jars. The pickling solution, typically equal parts vinegar and water, is heated and infused with traditional Amish spices like dill, garlic, mustard seeds, and peppercorns. These herbs and spices not only add flavor, but also possess antibacterial properties that enhance the preservation process. Once the heated solution is poured over the eggs, the jars are sealed and placed in a pantry or cellar, ready to be enjoyed weeks or even months later. The pickling process is known to make certain nutrients more bioavailable, which is particularly important in a community that values balanced, home-cooked meals. This method also allows for communal involvement, from harvesting herbs to preparing the pickling brine, reinforcing the Amish emphasis on family and community in daily activities. The combination of vinegar's preservation qualities and the added taste from herbs and spices means that pickled eggs serve a dual purpose, keeping food safe while enhancing its flavor. This aligns with the Amish approach to food, where nourishment, sustainability, and enjoyment all play integral roles.
Canning these will kill all of the probiotic benefits of them being fermented, but they're still going to add a really great flavor to our pickled eggs. Our brine is nice and boiled. We're gonna add our eggs to our jars and then cover it in the brine. One thing I wanted to make sure we mentioned about the vinegar is you need to make sure that whatever vinegar you're using is at least 5% acidity. That is important to the safety of your pickles. Now we're just going to top our jars off with our brine. Leave about an inch of headroom on your jars. We're just gonna put lids on, fingertip tight, just like normal. At this point, you have two options. You can either stick these in the refrigerator, which is what is FDA recommended, and you would have refrigerator pickled eggs. Those, according to the powers that be, should be used within about 3 months, but many people have said that they use them within about a year that way.
For the Amish, who have mastered a variety of food storage techniques to maintain self-sufficiency, Limewater preservation represents a method that surpasses many others in terms of duration and reliability. This technique, rooted in historical practice and supported by scientific research, is capable of keeping eggs fresh for up to 20 years. The effectiveness of limewater storage lies in its chemistry. Pickling lime creates an alkaline environment with a pH typically above 11, which acts as a formidable barrier to bacteria and spoilage organisms. This high pH level disrupts bacterial activity and slows enzymatic reactions within the egg, preserving its structural integrity and nutritional profile over long periods. Scientific studies have highlighted this preservation capability, pointing out that limewater minimizes nutrient degradation, unlike some other methods. To implement this technique, a solution is prepared by mixing 1 ounce of pickling lime per quart of distilled or previously boiled and cooled water. The mixture should be stirred until it becomes uniformly cloudy, indicating that the lime has dissolved. Fresh, unwashed eggs from the homestead are carefully placed into the solution, fully submerged with at least 2 inches of liquid above the topmost eggs. Amish homemakers understand the importance of maintaining this protective layer, often using sturdy, food-grade containers made from glass or durable plastic. The containers are then sealed tightly to ensure that the solution retains its effectiveness and stored in a cool, dark location, such as a root cellar or a shaded pantry. The Amish appreciate the simplicity and low cost of limewater preservation. Pickling lime, an affordable ingredient, can be sourced from garden centers, hardware stores, or ordered online, making it accessible to most households. The minimal cost and ease of preparation make this method especially appealing to large Amish families, where food security is vital for sustaining the community. The ability to store large quantities of eggs with little space adds to the appeal, as eggs can be layered within the solution without losing their protective benefits. Now, always remember that before consuming preserved eggs, it's important to verify their safety with a few simple checks. Start with the float test. Place the egg in a bowl of water. If it sinks and lies flat, it's fresh and safe. If it stands upright, it's aging but still usable. If it floats, discard it as spoiled. Next, crack the egg into a bowl to inspect for discoloration. Pink, green, or iridescent hues indicate bacterial contamination and mean the egg should be discarded. A smell test can also confirm safety. A fresh egg has little to no odor, while a strong sulfur-like smell signals spoilage. Using unwashed eggs is crucial for preservation, as their natural bloom protects against bacteria. Washing removes this barrier, increasing contamination risk. Always start with fresh, unwashed eggs for successful preservation. Labeling eggs with the date and method used helps track their age and prioritize use. Hygiene during preservation is essential. Clean and sanitize all tools, containers, and surfaces to prevent contamination. Whether oiling or preparing a limewater solution, a sterile environment reduces the risk of bacteria. Store oil-preserved eggs in a cool, dry place out of sunlight to prevent oil degradation. Check Limewater preserved eggs periodically to ensure the solution remains clear and odor-free. Any cloudiness or off odor may indicate spoilage. Consistent temperature control is vital. Fluctuations can cause condensation, compromising the eggshell and encouraging bacteria. Choose a stable location like a pantry or root cellar for storage. Before consuming preserved eggs, test a few from the batch using the float, visual, and smell checks to confirm safety, protecting both health and your preserved supply. These Amish methods prove that preserving food without modern technology is both possible and practical. So share this video with others who want to build a more resilient, self-sufficient future.